Hello everybody and welcome to my fourth installment of my 200 subscribers Q&A. I am Rainbow Panda and I have one question to answer from a source of comment that I said that I would answer questions from. And then one that I've just been asked by people via text or other messages that I just thought it fit in the same category. So I'm just going to go ahead and answer both of them because it's all the same. In my video for yesterday, I had a definite fangirl moment and I talked about My Chemical Romance for like way too long. And I'm okay with that, and I guess all of you guys were okay with that also. But it generated another question because I mentioned books, I talked about wrestling and all of that. And so DavidusRaccoonus asked who my favorite wrestlers are. And that's awesome because I'm a huge wrestling fan. If you guys are not a wrestling fan, this is like a wrestling kind of themed vlog. So, yeah, no comics are really going to be mentioned the rest of the video. I'm sorry. But my favorite wrestlers are my all-time favorite, all-time favorite is Shawn Michaels. And I've been a fan of him like since I was born. Like I was born and then there was Shawn Michaels. Like he's been my favorite forever. I used to tell people in the supermarket whenever I was really little, like 3 or 4, that me and him were gonna get married and have like 13 kids. And ironically, like the first time I met him, I told him that story and he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I'm over that. I don't want to have 13 kids and I'm totally over like wanting to marry him. Got over that a long time ago, but I still think he's awesome and I still love him. I don't care if he's like a heel or a face on television. He has always been my favorite. And he always will be. I don't think anyone will ever be better to me than Shawn Michaels. I've met him twice now, and he has a hunting show, which is hilarious because, little known fact, I don't talk about it a lot just because I don't want to be judged or ridiculed or any of that, but I am a vegetarian. I do not eat meat, and I don't judge people that do. I don't care. Like, you can eat whatever you want. I just don't eat meat. I just don't. I have reasons. Um, and I was on the first episode of his hunting show because they filmed the opening segment with him at the WrestleMania that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I was totally there. And it was like for his meet and greet line. I was totally in it, and it was awesome. Like you could see me for like 2 seconds, and I'm like, that's me. Like that's awesome that I'm on a hunting show and I don't eat meat. But yeah, Shawn Michaels is my all-time favorite. I'm also a big fan of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy, and I don't know. I'm a fan of the Hardy Boys as well. I like the Dudleys. I don't know. I like wrestling from the 90s was my favorite, even though a lot of it I didn't, as a child, as young as I was then, I didn't understand sort of how inappropriate it was. Now I do. I do like The Rock. I do like Stone Cold. They're not my all-time favorites just because, I don't know, I was a DX person and I had a friend who was obsessed with The Rock and all of that, and like I totally appreciate everything they do. I love when they come back. I love when The Rock came back, and I like how he still sort of is involved, even though he doesn't have to be. I love it whenever people, you know, that people are doing wrestling not for the money, but just because it's what they want to do. Batista's coming back on January 20th, and I'm super excited about that. I really liked Batista. I thought he was really cool. I like Chris Jericho. I like all the things that Chris Jericho does. He is so, so entertaining, and I love it. Like, he can do anything, and, like, it entertains me. So, I don't know, that's all the things. I like some of the divas, too, or the female wrestlers, I guess. I don't have, like, any, like, super favorites, but I don't know. I always liked Kelly just because, I don't know, I did, and I met her, and she was so sweet. And it's weird because every time I meet, like, one of the female divas, like, or just female wrestlers that aren't, you know, in the WWE, they always talk about my hair. Like, my hair is a common occurrence of being talked about. It's so random. It's so awesome. But, yeah, so that's, I don't, random thing, I went to a WrestleMania 28, and the Bellas like stood up their fans twice, and I was like one of those fans both times, and I wasn't even there for me. I was there because one of my friends was like obsessed with them. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna meet them for him, and no, they stood us up twice, and I was not a fan, and I'm still not like I still haven't quite forgotten about that. So yeah, I do watch TNA a lot, and I really like a lot of people that are on there as well. Jeff Hardy, like I already said, he is one of my favorites. I met him, and it was like, besides Shawn Michaels, it was like the biggest thing in my life. Like, I was so excited. I had waited so long, and I had, sort of tried to meet him for so long, and it seemed like every opportunity I had, something happened, and he wasn't at the event that he was supposed to be. So I finally met him, and I got to like talk to him, and it wasn't just like a meet and greet where like you get an autograph and then you move on. Like literally like an hour spent just having a conversation with him, and it was awesome. TNA events. I know TNA is sort of going downhill, but TNA events, they have such a better opportunity to do things with the superstars. You get to actually talk to them. Like they're just in a room and you just walk up to whoever. And it's awesome because you just have that time and you can talk to them about whatever. Like I talked to some people about movies. Like you don't have to talk to them about wrestling or anything like that. Like you can just talk to them about whatever. And I like that. Like you get to actually like connect with them on like a personal level, and it just makes the experience like that much more amazing. So I really hope that something can happen with that company and it can turn around and get back to the awesomeness that was around the time of Slammiversary 10, because yeah. So all of that, I don't know, I like a lot of people on TNA too, and one of the main reasons that I like the Dudleys so much is because I got to have breakfast with Devon, and the stories that I got from him are just things that you don't get from people. So I got to like hear like all these awesome stories of like him and Bubba's ECW days and just all these things, and it was just such an awesome experience. And I was there with somebody that isn't really a wrestling fan. They don't go like way back, and Devon even looked at him and he's like, dude, like the stories that you're getting right now, like you don't even know like how rare it is that you as a fan hear these things. So that was really cool, and I really appreciated that. I can make a list of like forever of like my favorite wrestlers, but Shawn Michaels is obviously first and foremost my favorite. Everything there's nothing that he's done that like I haven't loved. Growing up I was terrified of the Undertaker because there was like a Raw that like he threatened the entire audience plus the television audience that like they were going to be injured and or killed, and I was very very young at that point. I was terrified. But I love him now. I think it's awesome, and I hope that his WrestleMania streak never ends. Like, I know that you're always supposed to lose your final match, but I really think that his is just one of those things, kind of like Edge, that he should just win. I mean, I know Edge's match wasn't necessarily supposed to be his last, but I really hope that The Undertaker just goes out on top. His streak is intact, because that's just something that I never want to see broken, ever. Edge is also one of my favorites. I love him. I watched him get inducted into the Hall of Fame, and I've met him, and I met him after he cut his hair. Like, he debuted his haircut, like, during the meet and greet session that I was a part of. And I was like, no. It was such a, like, heartbreaking thing for my soul. But it's just hair, and it's okay. And I really like watching him on Haven and everything, so I'm really proud of the stuff that he's done outside of wrestling as well. And I'm just going to keep on going with wrestlers, so I'm just going to stop. If anybody wants to hear more about my thoughts on random wrestlers, leave a comment, and maybe I'll make another video one day of doing that. But my other question that people always ask me now is that since AJ Styles' TNA contract has been expired, it's not valid, what do I think about him going to the WWE? Because of course, you know, him being him, everyone thinks that that's where he's going to go. And I have thoughts on this. I hope that he does not go to the WWE. I understand why people want him to. He's a big name, and it's not something that the WWE gets very often, is like a big name that's already established. But I would kind of disagree. I think CM Punk was a big name going into the WWE, and I think that Daniel Bryan made an awesome name for himself as Bryan Danielson and all of that. I think he did awesome establishing himself, both of them, in Ring of Honor and all of that. And I think that they didn't need, they didn't need WWE, but they wanted to go. And if AJ joins the WWE, I won't be disappointed. I won't be angry, but I think that he should stay. I think he would do awesome in Ring of Honor. I think he would do awesome staying in TNA. You know, maybe just don't have a contract. Just come and go as you please. That's just fine with me. It's sort of like Sting. I always hope that Sting does not go to the WWE because, I don't know, it's just one of the things that I like most about them is that they haven't had to go that route. And plus, with the WWE currently having AJ the Diva, I don't think that AJ Styles needs to go to WWE, especially right now. It's just, I don't know, I just feel like they're going to change him and they're going to not appreciate all the stuff that he's already done for the business, and they're just going to sort of make him not valid and not important. And he deserves to be important. He deserves to be, you know, a main event player and to be up there. And I don't think that they're going to do that. I think that they're going to bring him in, especially with Batista coming in now. Like, the focus is going to be on Batista for a while. And I don't think that AJ needs the WWE. I don't think he needs it. Him and like Samoa Joe and James Storm are the people in TNA that I'm just like, just stay where you are. Go to Ring of Honor, go to one of the other indies. Just don't go to WWE. Just don't do it. And that's just how I feel. I just don't think that they should. I don't think they need to, and I will love them if they do, but I really hope that they don't. It's sort of like RVD. I liked him better in all the other things besides WWE because I feel like he doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get enough recognition. He's just sort of looked down upon as, oh, well, you're the guy that everybody loves, but I feel like the company doesn't love him. They just love the fans that he brings. And that's kind of what I think would happen with AJ Styles. They won't appreciate his talent. They will just see him as a cash cow, and that's not something that I want to see for him. So that's my thoughts on AJ Styles and a little look into my favorite wrestlers. And that's all I have. Another thought on AJ is that they would have to call him AJ Styles, pretty much. I mean, he has this huge AJ tattoo down his side. And while that is for his children and not for him, it's still like, there is no saying that he is not AJ Styles. And that's just, he just needs to not be in the WWE. That's just it. So I'll see you guys with my Q&A tomorrow. I'm going to MA Apocalypse tomorrow as well, so I will post it up before I leave, and then I'll try to do 2 more over the weekend at the convention. So it'll be a really fun and interesting time. So I will see you guys next time, and I hope that you guys have an awesome day. Bye!